Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Pause and Ponder. My name is Xavier. I am the Youth and Young Adults Pastor here at CSE. Today, we're pausing to ponder on Mark chapter 12, verses 29 to 31. 29. Jesus answered, "The foremost is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one." 30. "And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength." 31. The second is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than this. In this, we see that what God really wants from man is love. We can obey God without loving Him, but if we do love Him, obedience should follow and will follow. Jesus said this was the first of all the commandments. It is the first commandment in regard to priority. Every other act of obedience is empty if we do not love God first. To love Him with all our hearts, to love Him with all our soul, to love Him with all our mind, to love Him with all our strength, and to love one's neighbor as oneself is more than all the whole burnt offerings and sacrifices. The scribes responded to Jesus was right on the mark. It is easy to think that religious ceremony, devotions are more important than love for God and our neighbor, but that isn't the case. 1,000 empty burnt offerings do not mean more to God than a single act of love done in His name. So we need to love with God with all our hearts, with all our soul, with all our mind. It's not just a matter of doing these devotions or doing this religious act to get on the right standing with God. Why? Because we can do those things out of quote unquote obedience, but it won't be lasting. It won't be meaningful because we're just doing it maybe out of fear, not out of relationship. But what God really is after is your heart. He's after my heart. So He wants us to love Him with all our hearts, with all our mind, and with all our strength. He desires for us to respond to Him out of love, not just fear of not going to hell, not just fear of, being angry at us, but love. That's why He sent His Son to die for you and for me. So, out of the things that we have talked about and you have read in this passage, what is God's invitation for you? What is He saying? What is He asking you? And remember, trust in God and love Him with all your soul, love Him with all your mind, and love Him with all your strength.